Club Talk. Jay Brody. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. You're now listening to that Club Talk. And now, your host, Jay Brody. 1, 2, 1, 2, ha!
All right, we're back with another episode of Cloth Talk Podcast. I'm gonna be honest with you guys today. It's probably the earliest podcast I've ever done and shot, but it's good. I'm excited right now. I got a super artist from Detroit. Risha Prycles is her name. Fresh off a show about 12 hours ago, I would say.
Not even that.
Not even. Tell the people where you performed at.
Last night we was at the Bullfrog in Radford off Telegraph Road, and we left there probably like around 3:30. Hit the road.
Yeah. Did you get any sleep at all?
I did. My manager drove. I got a little Z's in. So
yeah. So you good?
Yeah, I'm okay.
And you're gonna be performing again tonight.
Yeah, I have another performance tonight at Scully's.
Yeah. You working?
I am.
I am working.
Thanks to them, they do all of that. I just show up.
Yeah. Let me get you a proper introduction. Risha Prycels is her name. Detroit spitter. Making moves out here. She's grinding, she's working, she's putting a lot of work. So let's start from the beginning for your story. Like I said, I did a little research on you. You actually sang in the choir as a little wee one.
I did. I started off in the choir probably around, I want to say between 6 and 8. And my dad actually used to make me and my sister sing all the time. So that Brandy song, we used to go back and forth. The Boy Is Mine, the sister song. And so he used to make us sing on the spot all the time. And then, being in the choir with my mom in church and stuff, that's how I got into singing and hearing R&B. Yeah. And then as far as hip hop, Mary J. Blige actually got me into hip hop.
Is that right?
Coincidentally, yeah.
What song was it? Do you remember? 411.
It wasn't 411. It was off the 411 album though. It wasn't even like a hip hop song. It was the the one that Alicia Keys sampled. When the rain hits my window.
Okay. Yes. So that actually inspired you to.
Yeah, it did.
Of all songs.
Like that was one of my favorite Mary J. Blige songs. So,
really?
Yeah. Still is.
So when you were singing in the choir, that wasn't really, I would say, like for you a passion. It was just something that I'm doing it because my parents want me to do it, type of thing.
Well, singing. I always loved music. Period. I've been in a band too.
Really?
Yeah, I was in a band, middle school, high school. Yeah. Shout out to Spain marching band, Osborne Knights. But originally, just singing, it felt good, but it didn't feel as good as it did when I started rapping. And so when I fell in love with hip hop, my first hip hop album was Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, it was the Hot Boys actually. And then I had the 400 Degrees Juvenile. And so from there, it was like that down south feel, and I started trying to rap, trying to write, and then I ran into Missy Elliott. And so she just took off. Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, Timbaland, everybody that was in the 90s, that era, like that inspired me, my music as far as R&B, because I listen to a lot of 90s R&B. Yeah, that's all I listen to.
90s R&B.
A lot of 90s R&B.
Yeah. When you first started rhyming, I guess at age 11, right? Were you kind of nervous to let people hear you first?
I didn't let nobody hear me.
How long did it take?
Years.
Really?
Like, my family didn't know I rapped really until I recorded something. So and I was like 16 when I recorded.
Are you serious?
They knew that I wrote stuff because I used to write poetry. Okay. And so they knew that I did that. They knew that I can sing. Yeah. But as far as the rapping part, because I used to have to get the hat and the glasses and like
get the whole rapper,
the whole character, like the whole persona, and then like I was so shy growing up. I was not that kid that just the outgoing, just hop on the scene and do my thing. So I was a little reserved. Yeah. And I was scared, and so finally I started telling people that I knew how to rap. Yeah. I think it was the Bow Wow album that brought it out of me. Yeah.
So when do you remember the first rhyme that you wrote, and if so, can you recite it for us?
I have no idea what the
So at age 11, what are we talking about? What are we rapping
what
about?
are you talking about? Like nothing. That's why I don't remember.
Yeah, you really haven't lived any life yet.
Didn't live anything. Like probably what I was rapping about wasn't real. I was just making something up, something I heard. Because as a kid, all you have is your imagination, and so that's what I would do a lot of times. Just come up with things and use my imagination, and it just would turn into a creative writing. I do remember a rap when I was about 13 or 12.
Can we hear it?
It's horrible. Like it's bad.
Is it bad?
It's bad. Like, I don't even want to do that to my career.
You don't want to let the people hear it?
Nah, they don't need to hear that one.
All right, so off that, so you did poetry as well too.
I did.
So were you doing those simultaneously?
I actually started poetry first.
Okay.
It was something that I actually won the national poetry contest when I believe I was in the 3rd grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wrote a piece about my dog.
Okay.
And at the time, my dog had passed away,
and
so
that meant a lot to you. So you just wow. Yeah. So that won a what national
award in Michigan. Yeah.
Did you? So was that something that you had to submit, or?
My teacher actually submitted it.
Wow.
When I wrote it, it was like a class project at first, and then she submitted it into the poetry contest, and I ended up winning. Yeah. I had a big old trophy. It was bigger than me. Yeah. It was dope.
Yeah, let's talk about Detroit for a second. So what part of Detroit are you from exactly?
I'm from the east side, 7 Mile.
Okay. Tell us some misconceptions about Detroit for the folks who haven't been there or just see whatever media says about Detroit.
I feel like they show a lot of the bad parts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I rode through there probably like 6 months ago just to go see my old house. Yeah. And it was gone. Damn. And it hurt. Like, I teared up. Like, I can't even lie, because it was just like, dang, like, I rode down the block. I had to call my daddy, like, what happened to the house? Because am I on the wrong street? Like, it was like probably like 4 houses left. Really? And that's the house I was raised in. I wasn't born in there. I think I moved there when I was like 2. I stayed there for a while though, and so like it meant something to me. Yeah. And so, but misconceptions, I feel like everybody just think, when they think Detroit, they just think a rough place. Like, oh, don't go there, blah, blah, blah. But it's a lot of nice places in Detroit to be. Like, the dance scene, the, club scene, just, that's dope. Like, downtown is really dope. They, renovated a lot of stuff downtown, added a lot of new scenery. So, it's pretty dope now. Yeah,
so how did you get here in Ohio, Columbus? What was that transition like?
It was actually... It was pretty different. Yeah. When I moved here, it was a lot more quiet. Right. I feel like Columbus, when I moved here, was more of a family scene. Like that was the type of, vibes that I got.
Yeah, I get that same feeling too, being from Philly.
Yeah, I moved here to, get a better opportunity. I had just got out of school, and I just wanted a fresh start. I didn't want to be in Detroit because I know me and how I am, and if I'm around, I didn't want to be a product of my environment. Gotcha. And so like I felt myself going into the wrong direction, and I actually jumped up and moved down to Arizona first. Yeah, I went to school there, came back to Detroit, stayed there for probably like 3 months. I did my externship there, and then I moved here to Columbus.
Yeah, most people aren't that smart enough to recognize, if they're see themselves starting to stray down a certain path, they don't catch themselves right. You're like, you know what, let me not go there, let me fix myself and make a situation. When did you realize that, like, you know what, let me pump the brakes, reset myself, and start somewhere fresh?
Well, growing up, I always felt like my dad was very protective of me and my sister, and so we was kind of like, I wouldn't say sheltered, we would go places and
Is
stuff
your
like
older
that.
sister, younger sister?
My older sister.
Okay.
My older sister. Shout out to my sister. But we would, we couldn't spend a night over anybody's house. We couldn't, have boyfriends until a certain age. We couldn't date. We couldn't, have friends over. Yeah. He was not for it. Yeah. And he kept us very, close to him. Yeah. And so as we got older, we were never those kids to, just branch out and then go wild, but me and my sister got a little older, and I started to realize that my personality was more of hood.
Yeah.
So, you know, I knew if I was in that position, I could have been dead or in jail.
Yeah.
Because I was doing stupid stuff.
Yeah. It's so easy to get caught up in that lifestyle. It's right there at your fingertips.
It's very easy. And a lot of people don't know this, but I dropped out of school and I went to Detroit Job Corps. And
what grade did you drop out in?
I dropped out in 10th grade.
10th grade. So 2 years away from graduating? Like,
F school. You know what's crazy? I've never fuck it. Yeah. I've never walked across the stage. Ever.
Never. Do you regret that?
I haven't been in the 8th grade.
Really?
I skipped over to 8th grade and went to 9th. So I never walked across the stage.
Damn.
It's crazy.
So when you dropped out in 10th grade, did you, now looking back on it, you regret doing that?
I do, because see what happened was, thanks to Detroit Public Schools, I was bad. And so I kept getting kicked out, kept getting into fights. Yeah. And the principal was just like, you got to go. Damn. So he kicked me out. He flunked me, made me repeat the 7th grade somewhere else. I went to another school, it wasn't working out. Then I went to another school and stayed there. I finished my 7th grade there. I went to go back to register for 8th grade. And they was like, oh, you supposed to be in 9th grade at Osborne High School. And me and my mom like, what? She looked at me, I looked at her, and we was just like, okay. But it messed me up in the long run, because in 8th grade, that's where you learn a lot of stuff going into high school. Yeah. So I skipped over 8th grade. I didn't know any of that stuff. And so going into 9th grade, all that math, all that extra high school stuff, like I was so dumb to it, and I didn't know it. And I don't think my parents realized that at the time. And so me not being in 8th grade, I struggled in 9th grade a lot. So when I went back for the 10th grade, I was just like, nah, man, it's a wrap.
So you just hung it up.
My parents weren't going for it though.
I say, how did your parents react to that?
My mom at the time, like, I was going through a lot, and so I was giving my mom a hard time.
Rebellious kid.
God bless her. she put up with a lot. Yeah. So that's why this gonna pay off for her. So yeah. But anyway, I was bad growing up with her, and when my parents split, you know, I kind of took it out on my mom. And so
it's your fault.
Yeah, it was bad. And so my dad ended up taking me. I stayed with my dad for a while. And he was just like, you're not about to drop out and not do nothing. Yeah. You're going to do something. Yeah,
you figure something out.
Well, I go to this trade school. My cousin was in it. And so he had told me about it. And then I ended up enrolling to Job Corps. And I stayed on campus. I did that for about a year and a half. And I met some people that I formed a group with. And we did music. And we actually moved to Atlanta. Yeah. And so I just been bouncing around everywhere.
See, man. Yeah. Her name is Risha Prycels, Detroit artist. Make sure you check her out. So at what point did you start taking music seriously? When did that happen? Like, you know what, this is something that I want to do.
Probably like when I was around 17.
17.
I had recorded this song. It was called I'm a Boss.
Okay.
And it had got some good reviews, and people was really rocking with me. And then no, I take that back. High school. When I was in high school, I did a talent show. And the crowd went crazy. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was lame in high school. Like,
it wasn't one of the popular kids.
It wasn't me for a minute. But when I went to Job Corps, it was a different story.
You became popular.
I was able to recreate who I was. And so, like, when people found out, you know, that I rap, and, you know, I started rapping, I started breaking out my shell, you know, they was like, oh, she dope. Like, she cool.
So that feedback you got is like, you know what, okay, I like this feedback I'm getting. You know, let me dive a little bit more deeper into this. Yeah,
that's what made me focus on it. And I wish I would have took it more serious a little early on. Did a little more research and really focused on it as a career and not just something that I like to do. Yeah.
So at that time that you're, you know, getting your foot in and rhyming and getting comfortable and confident with yourself, I guess now it's time to take it to the next level. You decide, you know what, I want to become an actual artist. Let me stop playing around. Now that you're in the business of it, how was your perception then versus it is now? Now
it's just like, it has to happen. Then it was just like, I got time.
Like,
I'm gonna run these streets. I'm gonna do me. Like, you know, I'm gonna pop around. I ain't had no kid then. Like, now it has to happen. I have so many people depending on me, and so many people, you know, depending on me not to make it. So it's like, that's even more motivation because I have the haters, and I also have my family, my daughter, my management team. Everybody is depending on me, and they believe in me. And so it's a lot of pressure, but I got it.
Yeah. The name is Risha Prycels. Let's take a break real quick right here on Cloth Talk Podcast.
Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. Stack all day. Let me see what you grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. Stack all day. Let me see what you grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow.
I get the money in dab. Everything's off of the bag. Pay me my money in cash. Everything's off of the bag. Stack all day. Plant my seed, watch it grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. I get the money in dab. Everything's off of the bag. Pay me my money in cash. Everything's off of the bag. Stack all day. Plant my seed, watch it grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. I get the money in dab. Everything's off of the bag. Pay me my money in cash. Everything's off of the bag. Then the time you suffer, I never let her suffer. She the only thing's me. I never let her need. I need it, I want it, provided in cash. I smoke a lot, I be fly, no jet lag. 2018, they be off of the bag, off of the bag. Work, punching that clock, clocking that guap. Whether you flip, whether you drop, fries at McDonald's. This for my pros, climbing that pole, dropping it low. This for my boys, up in the trap, whipping that blow. Ayy, I get the money in dab. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, pay me my money in cash. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, stack all day. Plant my seed, watch it grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. I get the money in dab. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, pay me my money in cash. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, stack all day. Plant my seed, watch it grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. I fuck a checkup. Been ballin' so hard, throw the tech up. They say I'm sick with the flow, need a checkup. How many times I'ma tell ya? I've been the realest in this since like 89. I ain't never lied, little bitch, get your weight up. Serving bitches goals and I'm swerving on my haters. Been get money ain't new to me. Fucking bad bitches ain't new to me. 100 mil, I need 2 to breathe. So I'm writing from my heart like a eulogy. Put in that work. Punching that clock, clocking that guap. Whether you flip, whether you drop, fries at McDonald's. This for my pros, climbing that pole, dropping it low. This for my boys, up in the trap, whipping that blow. Ayy, I get the money in dab. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, pay me my money in cash. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, stack all day. Plant my seed, watch it grow. Spring, summer, fall. Bitch, I get it in the snow. I get the money in dab. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, pay me my money in cash. Ayy, everything's off of the bag. Ayy, stack all.
All right, we're
day.
back. Cloth Talk Podcast. Risha Prycels is here in the building, the earliest podcast ever. Your manager sent me some clips of you performing, and I must say, your energy on that stage, it's like you're rapping for your life out there. Yeah. Where does that energy come from? Has it always been like that?
If you ask my family, they be like, she always been crazy. Like,
really?
But I've always been hyper. Like, I just always been hyper. And now that I'm older, I just put it all into my music now. Like, I'm more laid back, more chill as a person. You know, but when I was younger, I was everywhere. I was bouncing around. I couldn't sit still.
Yeah, so you always into something
wrong with me. Yeah.
So it comes out on stage.
Yeah, it comes out on stage. It definitely does, because I feel like that's my time to show people who I am. You know, you can listen to a song all day and you can, you know, get this, you know, image of who this person is, you know, by listening to their music or seeing pictures. But I feel like your performance, your presence, and, you know, just like interviews like this, that's when people get to know who you really are.
Yeah, I was interviewing another artist by the name of Ray out of Cleveland. And he said when he's performing, he blacks out. Really? He doesn't realize what he's doing until he sees like a footage or a picture or something back. Is that the same for you, or are you conscious when you doing?
When I fight, I black out.
So you scrapping?
That's the only time I black out. But on the stage, I like to be conscious because I got to be aware of what's going on, because I'm clumsy. I might just fall and trip on my own feet or something like that. So nah. But when I go on stage, I like to be calm. So depending on the type of situation, I might have a little drink or have a little smoke, just depending. I don't get too carried away because I'm not gonna be able to perform. But most of the time, the energy just come from the hunger, like the passion. Like a lot of people say they can see the passion.
Yeah,
and,
I can tell.
I don't fake it. Like whatever, whether it's 5 people out there, I give the same performance that I would if it was thousands of people, because that's just how I am. When I get in that Risha Prycels time to go mode, it's a wrap.
Let's talk about your creative process as far as writing the lyrics, the beat selection, the actual recording process, where you get your concepts, your inspiration from. How does it all start for you? Are we starting with a beat first? You writing first? You get some inspiration? How does it all come together?
It just depends. I won't say it's just a certain formula that I stick to, but most of the time it's a beat. I hear a beat and then I start writing to it, or I write and then I hear a beat and I be like, well, that can go to such and such, and then I just finish creating the song. How my writing process goes, I play the beat and I listen to it maybe 2-3 times, and then I start just mumbling over it to see what I like and what I don't like, what type of melody I want to go with. And so I do a lot of mumbling over, not mumble rapping, but I do a lot of mumbling just to try to figure out
gibberish.
what sound how I want to go. No, I don't like how it sounds, so then I switch it up, and or I might sing on it, or put a melody on it. It just depends on how it is.
So are we good? Oh, okay. Oh, you like that? Oh, okay. So how long does it take you, let's say, to create a song from start to finish? If we honed in on one track, fresh beat, got your pen and pad, or if you use your phone, I don't know how you. How long?
Most of the time, I freestyle when I write.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I turn the beat on. I like to record myself because I got short-term memory loss. So once I freestyle, I can't remember what I said unless I recorded myself. And so most of the time that's what I do. When I'm in my truck, I drive for a living, so when I'm in my truck, I just blast the music and I'm just going down the road, and I'm just I put a beat on. Typically it takes me with my single that I'm dropping April 10th, that took me about an hour and a half. We was on the way to the studio, and I was just like, I want to make another song, but I didn't know what I wanted to make. And so I played that beat, and I was like, I like this beat. And Trina was like, I like that beat too. I was like, I'm about to write to it. And so I started writing to it and came up with it, recorded it, and it was like, that's hot. Like, let's do that one.
So it came just like that.
Just like that.
I want to talk about the record that you did with Sid, the Body Me remix. Probably one of my favorite records.
Thank you.
I really like that one. How did that connection happen with you and Sid? How did that
actually
come about?
I just kind of beat jacked her. It was, my manager, my other manager, the assistant IKEA, she put me up on Sid. And so when I heard it, I was just like, I like this song. And whenever she would play it, I'd just be playing around with it like, Risha. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna write to this. And she was like, you should. And so I was in my truck going down the road, and I started playing the song. It took me about 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I wrote that.
Did you send it to her? Was she?
I tried tagging her in it. I don't know how she felt about me stealing her song, but
y'all artists, y'all are sensitive with y'all art.
Man. And I think that had a lot to do with it, because I just kind of like hopped on it. And what's crazy is because I got so many good reviews off. Good reviews off of it. It was a dope track. So I think she had to hear it, and I know she probably liked it, but she probably was like, I can't legally, I can't.
Because it actually sounded like y'all did it.
It does. Everybody was like, "Oh, you had a feature?"
Like nah,
I had no feature.
The studio magic.
Yeah, that's what that was. It was a dope collaboration. I'm looking forward to working with her again in the future. So shout out to Sid.
Her name is Risha Prycels from Detroit. The song "Money Is My Drug." Is it literally your drug?
Yes.
Because you're working. You're out here chasing the paper.
Yes.
How? What is that mindset? You got to get to it.
That "Money Is My Drug" was actually one of my first single I ever dropped. Like,
so that's your first official.
That was my first official.
"Money Is My Drug."
Yeah, that was my first official single.
Yeah.
I dropped that, and then we shot the video to it.
Yep.
It was pretty dope. I got some good reviews off of that one too. That was more so like an icebreaker.
It's like here, this is me.
Yeah, because I feel like with me, like the people that know me, like my family, they know what I'm capable of. And so every time they see me, they just be like, why you don't rap no more? Like, why you give up? What's going on with it? And then when I come back out, they just be so excited. Like, because they already know, like, I love doing music. You know, I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Her name is Risha Prycles.
Money is my drug.
Money is her drug. All right. So she's performing tonight, Scully's. Make sure you go out there and support if you are in the Columbus area.
Yeah.
Switching gears a little bit, you explained before we started recording that you suffered a loss like a year ago, back to back.
Yeah, man.
You lost your job,
everything, man.
Your child, your grandmother,
Your marriage,
and your marriage, all in 1 year.
All in 1 year, and back to back. It was just
within
months.
Can we, I guess, talk about each one?
Yeah. So, February 3rd, lost my baby. We found out it was a boy the day that I lost it.
Oh, wow.
What happened was I was in my truck. I was driving trucks, and I was backing up to a trailer. It was sitting too low, and so when I bagged up, I smacked it really hard, and so my body jerked, and I smacked the back of the seat, and so I started having pains, and I'm like, something don't feel right. So I went to the emergency, and they told me that I had completely separated my placenta from the left side.
Wow.
And they told me that if I tried to carry the baby, I was either gonna die or both of us was gonna die. And so I had to make a decision. Yeah. And so it happens.
Wow.
I really wanted a son.
Yeah.
But you know, I just feel like everything happens for a reason.
Of
so
course.
I know God has set me up for something amazing. And
Yeah.
so after that, probably like a couple months later, my grandmother got sick. And if you know me, you know I'm really close to my grandmother. I got her name on the side of my face. I'm named after my grandmother, actually. And so she helped raise me and my sister. And it was just a hard time, you know, just seeing her go through that phase. And then July 28th, she passed away.
Wow.
And so that killed me.
Yeah.
Like still now, like the date coming up, and I'm just like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
And then so after that, September, I lost my job. I was driving trucks, and I can't really speak too much on it because it's a legal issue that I'm going through. But I was wrongfully terminated. And so
no wrongdoing on your part.
Oh no wrongdoing on my part. I was wrongfully terminated. And basically, without saying too much, they was trying to get me to go against my license and drive illegally, and I wasn't going for it, so they terminated me.
Wow.
And so, you know, I dotted my I's and crossed my T's with that situation.
That's right.
That happened with that. And then October, me and my husband separated. Man. And but you know, something good came out of that. You know, we got a daughter, she's about to be 5. And me and him, our relationship now is amazing.
Really?
Like, we get along so much better, I feel.
That's good.
And you know, shout out to my child's father, Cliff. What's up?
Shout out to Cliff.
Shout out to Cliff. Big Cliff.
Yeah. Without getting too, I guess, personal into the marriage, it just didn't work between you guys, or?
I feel like we got married early.
Okay.
I was 23, 24.
Yeah.
And he was, you know, he's like 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and then, you know, a lot of it was because, you know, my daughter, I feel like we rushed things, and we were at one time we were best friends. And I feel like just life and, you know, being overwhelmed with being a mother, working full time, and, you know, him, you know, doing his thing. He drive trucks as well. So, you know, it was kind of hard when we both worked 12, 14-hour shifts, and then we come home, we got to deal with a baby. So it's not much quality time there. It's not much, you know, time being had, not many dinners. Like it was just a schedule conflict. And then, you know, I tried switching up careers and, you know, trying to be more of a family, but you know, it just didn't work out. So things happen.
With all those losses back to back like that, I mean, where do you find time to cope with that? I mean, I imagine still to today you're
still coping. I'm still coping. Like, especially with, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm over the baby situation.
Yeah,
because I have my daughter, and you know, I'm blessed to have her.
Yeah.
But as far as my grandmother, I don't think I'll ever be over that. You know, the job thing. I had another job.
Yeah.
Marriage. Me and him. You know, we're building the friendship, and you know, I feel like with every other situation, I have coped with it. Yeah. The only one I have not coped with was losing my grandmother. Yeah. And so I don't know when I'm gonna cope with that. Like, it's hard. Yeah. I just try not to think about it so much, but you know, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about depression. People are scared to talk about depression. They scared to talk about, you know, mental disorders. And it's like, these things are not, you know, you can't help some stuff. Like, people be so ashamed of things that they don't have control of. Yeah. And so I went through a depression phase where I was I didn't want to be here. Yeah. And it was my daughter, you know, my friends, my mother, and Mary Jane that got me through it.
You frequent the Mary Jane?
Yeah, I frequently talk to Auntie Mary Jane.
Oh man, I can imagine, like, most people, I guess, that would go through situations like that that's so dark and tragic, they would turn to, I guess, like the darkest side of things, vices.
And that's why I didn't want to do that, because like I could have easily been down that. Like, I've never been in trouble with the law. Yeah. I never even got a traffic ticket. Oh yeah. Like, I ain't never been in trouble. So it's just like, I could have easily went down that path, but I didn't. And I feel like I could have got medication, you know, but I wanted to handle things my own way. Yeah. And, you know, I felt like smoking saved my life, honestly. Really? Because, you know, I've been on depression medicine before. It just shuts you down. Yeah. It makes it like I wouldn't have been Risha Prycles. Yeah,
I call it uppers and downers. They bring you up and then you take one to take you down.
Like, the effort pill, like, because I took it before and it was just like, I didn't care about nobody or nothing.
You just heartless.
No, I didn't care. And it was like, it wasn't purposely. It was the medication. And it was just like, you know, when people around you, they see, you know, that difference. And so, like, I didn't want to get back on the medication, but I knew I needed help. Yeah. And, you know, with everything that I was going through, you know, it was kind of hard to depend on the people, you know, who was not causing the pain, but, you know, with, you know, my child's father, like, me and him wasn't on good terms, so I couldn't talk to him about it. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not, you know, real personal, so I didn't have many people to talk to about it. So I had to talk to myself and God and smoke. Yeah.
During that time, how did that affect your music? Or was that around the time you mentioned that you said, you know, fuck music, I'm done with this? Was that
fuck
around that?
Shit.
Yeah. Fuck music. During that time, was that the time you just decided, you know what, I'm done with this?
No, it was actually before that.
Oh, okay.
I just been through so much with music. Yeah. Like, wasted so much money, so much time that I can't get back. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people be like, well, why did you give up? You know, I never go into detail about what happens, because I feel like if you give that person the glory of knowing that they, you know, stopped your dreams, then, you know, they got that power. Yeah. And so I always just say I was in a bad situation. Yeah. I was in a contract for 5 years, stuck, couldn't do nothing. I got out of that when I was about 22, 23.
So you couldn't release no music, couldn't do anything?
Couldn't do nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. So
they just had you like, all right.
Had me. And that's why I was just like, I'm never signing a contract again. Yeah. But until I met Trina. So, yeah.
So, speaking of which, that's where I was actually about to go. How did you actually meet your manager now, Katrina? How did that connection happen? Where did you guys meet at?
That had to do with God. Yeah. Me and her both drive trucks.
Okay.
And so.
Met on the road?
We're both local.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're home every day. Yeah, I saw her in the truck stop a couple times. Yeah. And she's, you know, always a bubbly person speaking and stuff. And I'm just like, you know, mean,
doing your
mean
thing.
mugging. Why you always looking so mean? Because I don't like you. Nah, I'm just kidding. But we hit it off real good, like, you know, with our initial conversation. And she was just, it wasn't nothing about music. We just started building a friendship. Mm-hmm. And she had told me her cousin was Dave East. I was like, oh, okay. I know who that is.
Dave East.
And then I was like, you know, a couple weeks later, I didn't want to throw it on her because I didn't want her to think, you know, I wanted something. I was like, I rap, by the way. And so I let her hear my music. She was like, oh, you dope. Like, you real dope. I was like, thank you. I said, you should manage me. She was like, okay.
So are you just joking?
Yeah, I was joking. Like, but I was joking, but I was serious at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I know she didn't really have much experience, but her passion for everything that she talked about, that's what got me. Like, she was just like, oh, it's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that. And so I was like, yeah, that's the type of manager I need.
It takes a lot of trust to cover someone like that doesn't have, like you said, no music or industry or
and
managing background.
That's why I said we was building a friendship first. Yeah. And so, you know, just, you know, off of our friendship, you know, at the time that we had built, I felt comfortable with asking her. Yeah. And, you know, like, and it was never like, oh, give my music to your cousin. I always told her, like, I want to make my own, like, noise. Yeah. If he hear me, he hear me. Yeah. If he don't, he don't. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, somebody gonna hear me, and you know, God works in mysterious ways. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Yes. Her name is Risha Prycels. We'll take a quick break right here on Cloth Talk Podcast.
I ain't stressing, homie. Nope. All these blessings on me. Diamonds dancing like Jackson on my second rollie. Why you bitches flexing? What? You ain't learned your lesson? What? I just passed all my haters. Bitch, watch who you testing. Henny shots in my Henny tent. Smoking on that super stitch. Bitch, I'm on the cash mission. Bitch, I'm never ass kissing. I'm hard head. Bitch, I don't know how to act. Vroom, vroom, skirt, skirt. Pull up on you fast. I'm on 10, I'm focused. Bitch, don't chance the chosen. All my fans ain't noticed. And my plans ain't folding. Pulled up like I left it. Eat bad bitches for breakfast. Eat rabbits for practice. Oh, I'm so damn reckless. Ballin'. All this money falling. Feeling like I'm sporting. Money keep on calling. Diamonds on me dancing. Feeling like I'm Jackson. They ain't want me back then. I bet they wish they had then. Ballin'. Money keep on falling. Feeling like I'm sporting. Money keep on calling. Diamonds on me dancing. Feeling like I'm Jackson. They ain't want me back then. I bet they wish they had then. Money. That's all that's on my mind. I need money. Bitch, I say it all the time. I done been down to my worst. That shit just made me humble. So I get the bag and flip it. I never fumble. All I want is my check, bitch. All I want is my bag, bitch. I'm smoking on that fire. Oh my God, bitch, I'm high. We got 4 in rotation. Only L I take on God, bitch. On God, it's my time. Bitch, on God, I'm so shy. I hate a bummy ass, bitter ass, basic hoe that be smoking that basic dope. Y'all be caving hoes, I replace a hoe. We don't save them hoes. No, cause you don't hear me though. Half gay, half straight like an Arnold Palmer. Got the fire, 7 winters, 6 summers. I'm a different breed, I'm a different seed, I'm a different bitch, different pedigree. Ballin'. All this money falling. Feeling like I'm sporting. Money keep on calling. Diamonds on me dancing. Feeling like I'm Jackson. They ain't want me back then. I bet they wish they had then. Ballin'. Money keep on falling. Feeling like I'm sporting. Money keep on calling. Diamonds on me dancing. Feeling like I'm Jackson. They ain't want me back then. I bet they wish they had then. All this money falling. Feeling like I'm sporting. Money keep on calling.
All right, we're back on Cloth Talk Podcast. Risha Prycels is here. How did we get the name Risha Prycels? Where did that come from?
Well, my government
name.
My name is actually Darisha.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just chopped it in half.
Yep.
And priceless, I just felt like whatever I did, I just wanted it to be priceless. I just felt like I was priceless. And, you know, I feel like things that's very important, you can't put a price on it. Mm-hmm. And so things that's, you know, so valuable, you can't buy. Yeah. And, you know, that's where priceless came from. And it was just like, you know, money can't buy me. Money can't, you know, make me who I am or take anything from me because I'm priceless. Yeah. And so
that's how it came about. Yeah, I like it.
It is.
I want to go back to around that time when you suffered those traumatic losses. Mm-hmm. Did that affect your music in any way?
I would say mentally, yes, because I stopped writing in the midst of it. Mm-hmm. Probably after my grandmother passed away, that's when I started recording again.
Yeah.
And so I took my pain and just put it into my music because I felt myself just, you know, basically just floating around, just like being here, and I didn't know what my purpose was anymore. Yeah. trying to find a job and trying to figure out life, and it's just like I'm over here sitting over here on all of this talent, like,
yeah.
And it wasn't even something forced. One day I just was like, I'm about to go to the studio.
You just picked yourself up, like, let's just...
I used to talk to myself in the mirror all the time, just
Really?
motivate myself every morning because I had to.
Affirmations.
I had to because I would wake up and I was out of a job for 3 months, and I was just at home just trying to figure out everything that I would do. I was trying to sell crayons.
So
I was trying to figure out something.
You was at a point where you hit rock bottom, huh?
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. And so, I just was like, I'm going to give my music another try, but I'm going to take it slow.
Yeah.
And then see what happened.
Yeah.
There's nothing been slow.
Yeah. Yeah, you're constantly on the grind. I want to talk about how you balance this. You're a mother. You're doing this music thing. You're on the road performing, and you're working. How do you have time to do all this?
You know what?
I'm amazed that you made it this morning.
Yeah.
Fresh off a show from Detroit, you driving back to Columbus, sit down with me. I mean, you look good.
I gotta work.
And you gotta work.
And I got a show.
Oh, but, man. How are you?
I think it's just motivation. Now I just live for my daughter. And so I can't let her down. She already goes around telling people that I'm famous. I'm rich.
How old is your daughter, by the way?
She'll be 5 in May.
Oh, okay. 5.
Yeah, she'll be 5 in May. And so she's my biggest motivation with everything.
Yeah.
Like when you hear my project, I shout her out so many times.
Really?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's how I just motivation. That's how I find it to do everything, because I be tired.
I bet.
I be tired, because working a full-time job and being a mother and an artist is hard, because I don't have time to do what I need to do as an artist when I'm in mommy mode.
Exactly.
And so I'm not gonna sacrifice my time with my daughter for that. Yeah. Especially because I know it's easy for me to write. And so a lot of times I just chill at home with her. Yeah. And when I do get my me time, that's probably why it takes me so quick to just come up with something, because everything be so bottled up. Yeah. Because when I'm, in mommy mode, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. I want to talk about women in hip hop. We all know it's a male-dominated genre.
It is.
How do you figure out your place in this male-dominated industry as a woman in hip hop? Do you find it challenging? Like, hey, women, we can rap too, motherfucker.
Yeah, what's
I'm here.
It's crazy. Like, at the show last night, it probably was like 3 female performers, including me. Maybe 4. I don't want to say it could have been 4. Yeah. But the rest of them was guys, and the reaction that the women got versus men, it was just like,
surprising.
But you know what? My music, I can't speak for everybody else. My music is so different. It doesn't sound like any female. It doesn't sound like any male. People just be like, what is that? Like, who is that? So I think that's why I get the reaction that I get, and then the energy. Yeah. So I feel like it just depends on the style, because even with, Cardi B, she came in and she shut it down. And, it didn't have anything to do with the gender at that time. Yeah. Like, her talent just, she did what she did. Yeah. And so I think when you in a male dominant industry, you just have to prove yourself to be worthy to hang with them. Yeah. I don't know why, but
it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
So when you're creating your music, you're constantly have a chip on your shoulder, like, I gotta, put my all into this record every single time.
No.
So you're not thinking about,
it's not even
I
that,
gotta please the audience, I gotta come this way, I gotta say something about this.
Yeah. I used to be like that. I used to be like about metaphors all the time, like, and I used to force it out. And now it's just, I just naturally just do what I do, just say what I do, and whatever happens on the track, either I'm gonna like it or I'm not. And so, that's how I just go into it. I feel like if you go into it thinking about, I gotta be better than this person's track, I gotta, like, you're gonna overthink it, and it's just gonna be too much. And so I try not to listen to too much music because I don't want to be influenced by somebody else's sound, or nobody say, oh, that's my sound, or she stole my sound. So I kind of just, when I go into my mode, I just think about my motivation and my hunger and my drive.
Yeah.
And so I don't think about nobody else.
Do you scrap a lot of verses?
I do. I have a whole book in my closet full of verses.
Really?
I kid you not. It's just sitting at the top of my closet.
Will you ever go back to them, or will they
I have another book under my seat in my car. I kid you not.
What are we going to do with these?
I have a lot of raps in my phone. I kid you not.
They're everywhere.
They just everywhere.
Wow. So you're constantly
But you know what? Sometimes I go back and I read them and see if I see something that I like and I might use it.
Yeah.
If not, like most of the times I just like creating new stuff because I just feel like the sound evolves. My sound evolves and I don't want to keep sounding like the same thing. Not necessarily the same thing, but I just want to get the fans more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, without getting too much detail in this, I think it's pretty interesting, your background story as far as almost quitting, going through that loss, into now you're on the verge of, landing a nice deal for yourself.
Amen.
Can we talk about that without, getting too much detail?
We can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, you must feel for yourself.
Let me tell you what happened. What happened?
Break it down for us.
I'm gonna give you a little story. So
please.
I was out to eat. And I'm sitting down next to my girl, and Trina calls me, and she like, guess what? And I'm like, what? Such and such, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I just lost it. Like, I just walked out the restaurant. I start crying. I'm just like, I called my mom. I'm like, oh my God, like this is really about to happen.
Yeah.
And it was only maybe like 3 weeks of us working together
Really?
business-wise when it happened.
Really?
So, yeah, it was crazy.
How did it happen so fast? I mean,
it had a lot to do with my management team. Shout out to my management team. Katrina Strong, IKEA, Harrelson, Fawcett's management.
Were you even expecting something like that to happen?
I was not. I was just, I had so many expectations before.
Yeah.
Now when I, came back into the industry, it was just like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But if it don't, I know I gave my all.
Yeah.
And so I'm not expecting anything. Now I don't want nobody to give me anything. And so that was another thing. Like I just want to earn it. I just want people to hear my music. Just at least give me the chance to hear it. Don't give me nothing. Just hear my music, and then if you still rock with it, then let's move forward.
Yeah. Being that you're in two cities, Detroit and Columbus, in your music, what do we shout out? Do we shout out Detroit? Do we shout out Columbus?
You know what? I was saying the same thing, because the messed up part about it is with the whole football rivalry, it's kind of hard for me because I can't be like, go blue, and then Columbus still rock with me. So it's like, I just be like,
it's tricky.
Shout out to Columbus,
because you want to show both cities love,
and especially because I've been here for a minute. I've been here for like 8 years almost.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So Columbus showed me nothing but love.
Yeah,
nothing but love.
How does Detroit feel about you? Do they feel like you turned your back on them once you left? Like, oh, she ain't Detroit no more. She left.
You know what? When I tell people, be like, "Where you from?" Like, I'm from here. Where you from? Where? I'm from here. We ain't know you was from here. Yeah, I'm from here. Like, I haven't did a lot of music in Detroit.
Yeah.
I did a few shows back in the day, but I didn't break my music in Detroit. And so at first they thought I was an outsider, but then talking to me and just questions, they okay, she from here. And then I got it tatted on my arm. I don't think somebody would walk around with a Detroit tat. It wasn't
right.
But I think everybody is pretty cool. As long the way Detroit people operate, like they just don't like phony stuff.
Yeah.
So as long as you real and you is who you is, you ain't on no stupid shit, then, they gonna fuck with you.
Keep that authenticity.
Yeah.
Her name is Risha Prycles. Let's take one more break. We'll come back, probably wrap it up. She gotta go get to the bag.
I do.
Right here on Cloth Talk Podcast.
When yours versus mine, I'm with the gang, I pick the side. If I get booked, I never talk. I got some bros that testified, and I still cry about it. Yeah, I still cry about it. Got the street shit in my veins, it ain't no rules inside the line. Down to get hit by the bros, but them the ones that get you lying. But I still die about them. Yeah, but I still die about them. I can't put mine to the side, one day my pride gon' give me hurt. Drinking lean and taking perks, hoping these drugs gon' make it work. Shit, I done fell out with niggas, the old bucks would've made it work. Run some devious niggas, this God gift came with a curse. And lately I've been jugging and watching out for the plane cops. Sucker proof, trying to stay water free through the raindrops. Niggas want the block, still fucking around with them same thoughts. Turned the hood to a cane spot, caught my case on that same block. When the lose yours versus mine, I'm with the gang, I pick the side. If I get booked, I never talk. I got some bros that testified, and I still cry about it. Yeah, I still cry about it. Got the street shit in my veins, it ain't no rules inside the line. Down to get hit by the bros, but them the ones that get you lying. But I still die about them. Yeah, but I still die about them.
Yo, I saw my uncle 27, felt this pain cause he ain't fold. Came home, he caught a case and now they talking that he told. And I still cry about it. For all the nights we raised hell, we probably fry about it. Family, money, and music, know I'ma die about it. The street shit is like a plan of demise. Stand tall, nigga, I'm still ducking negative vibes. I stand with my guys, they problems is mine. Cause he hurt in my eyes, them haters wanna see you air, you this live.
When the losers versus mine, I'm with the gang, I pick the side. If I get booked, I never talk, I got some bros that testified. And I still cry about it. Yeah, I still cry about it. Got the street shit in my veins, it ain't no rules inside the line. Down to get hit by the bros, but them the ones that get you lying. But I still die about them. Yeah, but I still die about them.
Still die about them. Streets. Seen real niggas cross the line, took the stand and spoke they mind. It's crazy, it's some street shit that I don't get some time. I seen niggas write statements and still get some time. I know niggas on parole that still carrying the 9. Stop hustling at 8, cause they gotta be in by 9. Got these pussies talking rowdy on computers, free to 9. I don't trust nobody, not even a gang around me. This street shit like a dressing room, I done watch niggas change around me.
When the losers versus mine, I'm with the gang, I pick the side. If I get booked, I never talk, I got some bros that testified. And I still cry about it. Yeah, I still cry about it. Got the street shit in my veins, it ain't no rules inside the line. Down to get hit by the bros, but them the ones that get you lying. But I still die about them. Yeah, but I still die about them.
All right, welcome back, Cloth Talk Podcast. Risha Prycels is in the building. We were talking a little bit about, now that you're becoming quite the popular one out here with the music, there's been a little bit of lifestyle changes for you. How have you handled that? You said people are just walking up to you wanting hugs.
Well, like I said, when I was growing up, I was kind of quiet, right, and just off to myself. Yeah. And then, until I started getting into music, that's when people started paying attention to me. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of weird, It's kind of weird, like, when I get off stage and people, want pictures and want to, a hug or, just giving me that. It's just like, it's humbling. It's definitely humbling. It's just like, dang, like.
You was expecting all that.
I wasn't expecting all that. And it's like, I was always the type of person, like, I wasn't a hugger, like, so, or just a touchy person, like, to people I don't know. So it's just adjusting to it. It's a little different. But it's not bad.
It's not bad. You accept it.
I accept it. So if you see me say what up, though, give me a hug.
Yeah. And I think that comes along with people having these ideas of like how an artist would be in real life. If they meet them in person, they may be aggressive or standoffish or seem like they're too big to say hi or take a picture with someone.
I would never be too big to say anything. Like, I came from nothing.
Remember you said this.
I always say that, and I tell people all the time, like, I'm just humble. Like, I've been through so much. I'm never going back there, and so I would never put myself in a situation to look down on nobody or think I'm better than, because I know where I came from. And so
you said that you're very open with who you are, as far as your sexuality comes. I guess with that, do you think that may, I guess, make people a little bit standoffish when they find out, maybe like, oh, okay, let me keep my distance. Have you received any of that energy? Or?
I have.
You have? Okay.
I have. I feel like a lot of people see me and they know. They be like, or they think like, oh, she's gay.
Really?
And it's just like, oh, you're right. But I like...
ding, ding, ding.
It's not that, I wouldn't say I'm gay. I do like women. I like men too.
Yeah, you married.
I like, right. I like
daughter.
Right. Of course.
Clearly
I like men. But I like women more. So
has it always been that way? Just
no.
Really?
I started liking women probably like around 17.
17? Really? Wow. Was that something that you wrestled with or try to suppress? Because I imagine most people, they feel shameful when they, I guess, find out who they really are, or things start coming out where you...
Well, with me, it was like, like I said, I was always so quiet. So I didn't want to tell people. I was shameful at first.
Really?
My first encounter with a female, like I hid it like, for years, and nobody knew. And then that was the first time, and then I went from her to my husband. But you know, I kept it honest with him, told him from the get go what it was, so he knew.
Yeah. How did he receive that? I mean, when you told him,
of course, like any man. No,
he
was actually right. that was the initial reaction.
Where's she at though? I mean,
it was like, right. So, what does this mean for me? Nah,
typical dude.
He was just like, you know, well, you know, that's you. That was your past. You know, I love you. I accept you for who you are. As long as we don't have any problems, you know, we're cool.
Yeah. So there could be, I guess a lot of women will see this now, probably slide in your DMs.
Look, I don't want to get in trouble. Don't slide in my DMs, okay?
Right. Speaking of which,
slide in my DMs.
I guess for people who wanted to know, both men and women, what's Risha Prycels' situation? Is she locked down? I mean, is she dating? Is she what is she doing?
Well,
we're gonna curve that one high. What we doing? Is there someone in your life?
I got somebody special. Yeah.
Somebody special. Yeah. Is it like serious, or is it just in its early infancy stages? I guess.
Y'all gonna have to find out. I would say this. She's very private. So,
got you. Want to protect her?
Yeah, I want to protect her. So
got you. We're
just cooling right now.
y'all grooving.
Yeah,
it's all good. That's what's up. All right, talking to some music. In the industry, there's this notion, and I think us as men, we create that energy. There only can be one female at the top of the rap game, i.e. a Remy or a Nicki or a Cardi. Why do you think that energy is put on women in music?
First of all, I want to say that's stupid.
Yeah.
Secondly,
I agree.
Because if you really pay attention, that is how it works. Like when Cardi popping, nobody else is popping.
Yep.
When Remy was popping, nobody else was popping. Same thing with Nicki.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why everybody feels like it only could be one.
Yeah. And then if you even go back earlier, I mean, when it was Foxy and Lil Kim, they put them together.
But you know what? I think men, it's the same way. Nobody pays attention to it because right now, who is the hottest rapper right now? Yeah. It would be Drake.
Exactly.
So who else would you say other than Drake? I mean, of course you got, you know, people that you can put in the category, but the first person you think of right now is Drake. Yeah. So I feel like with men, it's the same thing. People just don't pay attention to it as much as they do with the females. Like with Migos, they're the hottest thing right now. Who else is hot? Like nobody really, you know, as big as Migos right now. So I feel like when somebody is going through their wave, it's just that person's time, and you know, they just shining. So I feel like with the females, it's the same way. You know, if it's that person's time, they just shining. But I just wish that, you know, it could be multiple people's time to do it. So
do you feel like you will ever end up in that conversation? Like,
definitely.
It's Risha Prycels. We got to pit her against somebody.
Definitely. Definitely. They're going to, I mean, I just feel like that they always have to put you, you know, people so stuck on labels. Like, with, she's gay. Why I got to be that? I'm just Risha. Like, that's just me. So it's just like everybody with these labels, they want to put you in a category, put you in a box, or label you. Like, I don't understand why is it so important to have to put a label on everything. Like, it's just stupid. Like, let me be Risha Prycels, let her be who she is, and we gonna get this bag.
Exactly.
So I don't. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come soon. Or Risha Prycels got beef with something. I'm just set the record straight. I don't got beef with nobody. Probably never gonna have beef with somebody unless they put their hands on me. That's the only way Risha Prycels is gonna have beef.
Or if it come to that kid,
or if they come for my kid, it's a rap.
But so if someone says your name in record,
I'm just kidding.
So somebody drop a bar at Risha, we ain't no response.
Nah, probably not. It depends on who it is. Now, if it's somebody that's go, you know, help my career, then I might, I might. But if it's just like whatever, there's no point.
Let's talk about this new single. Give us the title. Give us the whole get down.
Well, the name of the single is called Spalding. Basically, it's just about, you know, being flashy, chilling, you know, having money, having fun,
talking that talk.
Basically, it drops April 10th. On all streams.
All streams available.
Everything. It's gonna be everywhere.
And we're about to get ready for your album.
It is. It's coming soon.
Yes.
We have not picked the date for it. The name of the album is called 7.
7. Talk to me about the title 7. Why?
7 is my favorite number.
Of course.
It's where I'm from. 7 Mile.
Okay.
And so I just like the concept and the way we spell it. It's just sick. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
What can we expect from the album when we hear it? Will we get another side of Risha Prycels? Is it like an introductory to you? What can we expect?
I feel like with this project, I believe it's like 13 tracks on it. I believe.
Any skits or just straight music?
Straight music. No
nice.
skits. I think we got 6 singles.
6 singles?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
6 singles, yeah.
Wow.
Of that one project.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
How do you pick which one to let go first?
Man, that's what we was trying to. Oh my God, it was just so hard.
It was
so
artists.
Because what we was going to do at first, we was going to just release an EP with 7 tracks.
Okay.
And then it was just so much. Like it was just like, well, we already got 6 singles, so that only leave room for one more track. And it was just like, all of these are my babies. Like I just want to put them all out and then just start from scratch.
Yeah.
And so you got the intro and the outro, and then the 10 songs in between that. So 11 songs.
Man, her name is Risha Prycels. Before we get out of here, I guess wrapping up, where can they find you? Where can they connect with you? Listen to the music. Give them the whole get down.
I am on all social media platforms: Snap, Insta, Twitter, Facebook. Everything is at Risha Prycels, RISHA PRYCLES.
Is Risha Prycels open to collaborating with other artists?
I am.
If
I
they
am
wanna reach
definitely. Just hit up my management team, Bossett's Management. As far as features or bookings or anything like that, you know, they handle all of that. So basically, I think how the features is gonna go is if it's hot to them, then they'll clear it to me. They come to me, and then if it's hot to me, then we'll make a decision whether we gonna go through do the feature or not.
All business.
But if it's not hot, it ain't even getting to me. So
Yeah.
they're not even gonna waste my time.
Right on.
If they don't, it's not even about it being hot. If they can't hear me on it, like if they know it's not my style, then I'm pretty sure they're not gonna
it's
send
the
it
whole
to me.
filtering process.
Yeah, because it's like, people walk up to me now all the time, like, I want a feature.
Yeah.
I want a feature. And it's like, well, sometimes I don't even know what this person sounds like, and I don't want to say yes, and then I don't like them as an artist, but they cool people, so I just be like, hit my management up, let them deal with that.
Talk to that lady over there.
Yeah, and so once it get worked out, then I'm open to all features. Like,
nice.
I ain't got no problem with nobody. So
there it is. Any shout out you want to give to?
Definitely want to give a shout out to all my supporters, all my fans, my family, my daughter, my management team, Katrina, Ikea, and DJ Dami Styles. I want to shout out DJ Henhouse for that performance that we had last night. That was crazy. Jesse Sanders for the performance Sunday. That was crazy. Yep. And what else am I shouting out? I don't know who she said, but I want to give.
You can talk.
No, it's cool. I want to give a shout. I want to give a shout out to Dave East, to Aero Vibes, to Faye, the whole Dave East camp. I want to give a shout out to them. Yeah. And let's get it.
And lastly and finally, what do you want the people to know about Risha Prycels?
I want y'all to know that I'm probably the coolest person you'll ever meet. I just want y'all to know whenever you see me, it's gonna be fun vibes. My music is like kind of crump party, turn up. Yeah. So, and I'm always bouncing around and just being me, just being goofy. So, I just want everybody to know that I'm real when it comes to this music. Like this is what I do. Yeah, so
it's not an act.
It's not an act.
At people all. That they be looking, they be like,
right. I get that all the time. Like, you rap?
Yeah.
Rap what? Christmas gift? Nah. I'm just like, nah, man.
Right. That's all of. All right. This has been another episode of Cloth Talk Podcast. I want to thank Risha Prycels for stopping through early in the morning, fresh off the road. Got a show tonight. This woman is busy. Make sure y'all check her out on all the platforms. Stay tuned. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hold on. Wait. Before you go, if you enjoy that episode of Cloth Talk Podcast, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe and follow button. Also, rate this podcast, share this podcast, and like this podcast. If you are an artist or know anyone who is an artist that would love to get their music played, send that to clothtalk5@gmail.com. Once again, that is clothtalk5@gmail.com. See you next time.